In the summer of 2016, I was on my way back home from school from London Heathrow to Lagos Murtala International Airport. My parents had booked Arik Air for me. When we boarded the plane and we left the gate of the airport, we were supposed to taxi and then take off. But we taxied and we stayed in one spot for like 1 hour. We get an announcement from the pilot that they've discovered a fault in the plane, so we go back to the gate of the airport. I called my parents, I told them what had happened, and they were like, don't worry, it is fine. 1 hour later, they come back and say they fixed whatever was the problem, so we can now take off. So we taxi again and spend 1 hour in one spot. Then the pilot comes back saying they've discovered another fault. Another fault for a plane. So we go back to the gate of the airport once more. I call my parents and I say, I am not flying on this plane. I am not. These people want to kill me. And my mom said, you will fly on this plane. You will. They will not kill you. After 1 hour of waiting for them to fix whatever they fixed, they said they had fixed it. However, we couldn't fly anymore because it was past 12 a.m. Our flight was rescheduled for the next day. He took us to the hotel. Then we went the next day to the airport. When we got to the airport, they gave us a free ticket for compensation. I finally landed in Nigeria 2 days later. Why am I telling this story? When my loved ones travel, it used to make me really afraid, really petrified, and I wouldn't be able to focus on anything. I'll basically pause my life, especially if it's like a short flight. I'll pause my life until I'm sure that they've actually landed. Recently, God called me out as usual, and he pointed out that that is not trust, that is not faith, that is fear, and that is succumbing to fear. And God reminded me of this situation where my mom was so sure that nothing was going to happen to me. She said on that day that if the plane was going to crash, that we wouldn't fly, and we didn't fly. And I'm like, my mom has crazy faith, and I should trust God too, because God is not a liar. He's not going to kill me or my loved ones. And just to add, as I was also thinking about that situation, I realized that, first of all, I'm sorry to the other people who were on my flight. I'm really sorry to them because that whole situation was orchestrated for me as far as I'm concerned. Because that free ticket came in handy when my sister was getting married later that year and we couldn't afford a ticket for me to come back home and go back to school. So this is to encourage you to not be afraid and to trust God in how He's orchestrating your life events. In the moment, it might seem very frustrating, but there is a blessing attached to it. Trust God. He knows what He's doing.